Going to mute my mic. And welcome. Happy Sunday to each of you. Checking everybody do what you're supposed to do. Give me an audio check in the chat room. It looks like everything's going well. I've got my little wireless lav mic going on. And woof, as you can tell, and by the way, I do have a cough button in place. Hey, Greg, good to have you here. Greg, I think this is your first time with us, isn't it? Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us today. And today we have a pretty, again, I'm kind of under the weather. My drink of choice today is just water, which usually it's some other beverage besides water. But it is, hopefully I'll get through it. Oh, yeah, that's right. Greg, we did meet at VCF. Absolutely. Yes. Good to have you here. Sorry about that. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about VCF MW number 19, 2024 that happened last weekend. And I'm going to talk about the experience. We're going to talk a little bit about the new venue. I've got a little pre-roll here I've got ready to share. And then I'm going to talk about the things I got. But before we do that, let me tell you about the one big thing I got, which was COVID. I have been knocked out after last week. Now, before I went, I had just come off of a cold, so I think my immune system was down. And then I picked up something, and I was only there for Saturday because I was headed to Wisconsin to visit family right afterwards. For those of you who don't know, I live in South Central Indiana, so it's a little bit of a drive. Got there to Green Bay on Sunday, was starting to feel pretty bad, woke up Monday morning and was a disaster. So I sat in a hotel room in Green Bay for the whole time I was up there and barely got a chance to visit with family, which in my case, this time was a bad thing. So, and then I came back, had to go to the paying gig, couldn't make it, did a bunch of work from home. So that's where all of this is from. So there you go. There's a little precursor into this whole story about the Vintage Computer Festival Midwest. Now, having said that, I will say Mr. Landfill is, and Greg has already mentioned that he and I had a chance to meet. Mr. Landfill was there eating his $30 piece of pizza, and we had a chance to meet too. So we had a little mini meetup. Greg from Grand Rapids was there. He's not on the chat, but he's in the Discord. And of course, Jamie was there. And speaking of Jamie, through the miracle of science, I'm going to see, here we go, Jamie. I'm going to see if this will work. Oh, here we go. Wish me luck on this one. I think I've got to cue this up right. And I am looking, there it is. Nope, that's not it. There it is. We are going to see if we can bring Jamie in through the miracle of maybe. Jamie, where'd you go? I lost you, Jamie. Lost Jamie. Hold on. Let me bring up my proper window. See, you're seeing a window you don't want to be seeing. Let's try that right here. There he is. Hey, how are you? So there's Jamie. And I had hoped that maybe Jamie could join me here in the studio, but that did not work out too well. So Jamie, how are you doing over there? Let's make sure you're unmuted. And let me bring up the volume here. All right, give it a shot. Can you hear me? You cannot hear me. We had all this working just a minute ago. Oh my!
I can't hear you in the conference chat. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
We can hear you. Yeah, we do hear you.
You know, over the laptop, but I don't want that to feedback.
So interestingly, now we've got this weird audio thing going on. So verify again. You cannot hear me. You cannot hear me. Let me check, make sure all of our settings. And again, this was working just a minute ago.
What we're doing before.
Mine's working. It looks like everything's set up. Let me make sure I've got everything turned on. Bear with us, everybody. We're going to do a little work online here. Hold on. Let me see if I can go back here a second. And Jamie, let's see if we can work on you. Chat room, I promise you it was just working a minute ago. Right before we came online. Let me go back over here and see if we can pull him back in. That would just be here. There we go. So we can see Jamie, but he can't hear me evidently. Yeah, I can see you. I can't, hey, I can hear you. All right, we're gonna have to do a Discord thing here.
Yeah.
Oh, there, I hear you.
Yeah. Oh, there, I hear you. You can hear me?
I can hear
I
you.
can't hear you in the chat, so let me mute my
I can hear me back again too,
but
so
I
we
won't
got a
be able
little
to.
feedback.
It's going to feedback.
Could be. Are you listening to this?
I can't hear you in the Google chat, but I don't want it to be feeding back off of the thing, so I don't.
So what should we try here? Let's see. So you can't hear me at all right now. He's probably getting the delay would be my guess. Audio engineering by Murphy, no doubt. No doubt about it, right? Let me, I'm gonna go back over here while we're doing this because I can hear Jamie if he comes online, but so we can hear you, Jamie, but you can't hear us.
But I don't want to, I need to mute. Yeah. I need to mute my YouTube of you on the side here because I don't hear you through the chat like I did before we started.
How interesting is that? And we did this yesterday too, where we actually hosted a stream, so it should have worked. Well, Jamie, how'd you like to proceed? What do you think? Yeah, no doubt, Mr. Landfill. If anything can go wrong, it will go. Commercials. Mr. Landfill wants commercials. I can do commercials, but then I would overwrite poor Jamie here. So this is very odd because, again, everything I'm looking, I don't think I've changed anything. And this is always the tricky spot. When,
I could try to.
This is always the tricky spot. Oh, there you go. I heard you just then.
Disconnect or reconnect.
You could try that if you want.
I want to be able to hear you with the other one muted.
Oh, let me hang on. Before you do that, let me try something. Oh, we lost Jamie. All right. So let me come back over here. Let me come back to my Mac. And I'm going to try something else too here. Let me
yeah, I still don't hear you.
Try here.
Through the chat here.
Okay, let's see. Can you hear me now?
Volume stuff's good. Sorry.
Nope. No go on hearing me now.
Yep.
Nope. That is quite odd. All right, let's.
Yeah, don't let me drag you down. I'll go on mute here and take off. And if you have an idea, we can try that later. But I don't want to make everybody wait.
So what we will do, Jamie's going to do a little troubleshooting. We'll go ahead and get started here. We'll try and come back. I think you're seeing me right now, which is, yeah, that's where we want to be. And that looked like, interestingly enough, there we go. That's working. So let me just check one more thing. Oh yeah, see, that's working right there. So you can see my OBS where he's in OBS Studio, but let me try something here. Let me try one more thing here. We may get an opportunity to, okay, let's see. There we go. Hey, Jamie, if you can hear me, let's try one last time here. Say something. Can you hear me? Okay, looks like he's still working on it. Looks like he's still working on it.
Yeah, I can only hear you through the stream. I cannot hear you through the chat, but my audio is good because I can hear my Windows sounds and stuff. So
well, that's really odd because we know my audio is going out because it's on the stream. So, all right. Well, what we'll do is we'll get a section. We'll talk a little bit, and then I'll turn it over to Jamie, and Jamie can have a little bit of time, and that'll give me a chance to get something to drink and a break. So let's go ahead and dive into what we're going to do today. And Jamie and I have more work to do to figure out how to make this work. So let me go ahead and go back to, and again, I see that you all are seeing it in OBS, which is not really what we wanted right here. So let me go ahead and go back to here. There we go. All right. So before we do get started, though, let's talk a little bit about the venue. The venue was brand new. It used to be in Elmhurst, Elmhurst, Illinois. And this year they moved it to a much larger venue. They moved it to the Schaumburg Convention Center in Schaumburg, Illinois, which is like this ritzy area of Chicago over on the west side where all the shopping is. And the hotel they used was the Renaissance, which is a very nice hotel, but a very pricey hotel. So prices went up for a lot of folks. I ended up not staying there. So let me, I'm going to see if this works. Hopefully this will work. I do have a little bit of featured video for you. Let's see if this is going to work here. And I don't know why this is doing it like this, but you know what? Let me see if I can redo this. I might be able to fix this right here. Let's see. I told you it was going to be all kinds of issues today with. There we go. All right. And let's go ahead and see if we can get this started. And we will. Wow, nothing. There we go. Yep. And well, this is going about as well as expected. Let's see. Come on. This was working earlier today too. So let's see if I can swap. I think if I go back now, and let's go back to here. And it's not auto playing. So OBS is just a headache today. So let's try and do this. Still not playing. Okay, folks, here's, well, I thought it was going to go. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to hang on a second. Whoa. This is not going well, is it, folks? I need to go back to my Mac, unfortunately, which I try not to want to do, and I'm going to have to just completely close out OBS. I think that could be causing problems in a lot of areas. So let's go ahead and close this. Let's go ahead and load that back up. And maybe what I will do after this is, there we go. Okay, so now we have some video anyway. And you can see this is the hotel where I stayed right here, and you are seeing not the right thing here. See how this goes. There we go. First time in a new venue. All right, Jamie was kind enough, he stayed at a different location, was kind enough to come pick me up at my location. And he was right next door, which if we can get him back online, we'll talk to him a little bit about it. So the lovely Count and I came, and we stayed at the Courtyard by Marriott. I did owe him breakfast. For coming in, picking me up. He probably wants more than that. And this is the new location at the Renaissance, the Schaumburg Convention Center. It is huge, folks. Wait till you see this. It's a much bigger venue than the Elmhurst, Illinois venue, more modern. And before, where they were separated into separate rooms, now there was a single check-in, as you're going to see here, and it was one huge conference space or area for all of the booths to be in a single space. So you didn't have to move around in between a couple of different rooms, which wasn't that big of an issue. So we got there right at, I believe it was 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And this is what the line looked like, people waiting. Actually, this line, though, was waiting for, as we learned a little bit later, was waiting for shirts. I am wearing, I think this is 3 years ago, the shirt from that one. I did not like the shirt for the last 2 years, which is interesting, and didn't get one for this year. So eventually what we did is we just kind of moved up front. Here's the bulletin board where everybody can kind of say, hey, I've got something for sale, I've got something to buy, looking for something, looking for somebody, all those types of things. So you can see some of the fun stuff up on the board. That was buy, sell, and trade board right here. You can see Jamie's little logo if you look closely right there. He was featured on a flyer. These were the name tags. I probably should have worn my little lanyard, my name tag. It's around here. I think it's in a bag. We'll see that a little bit later. So you grab one of those and you sign it. These are all the auction items. I did not win anything at auction. Jamie got some nice kit during an auction, which is pretty good. And this is the show floor. You can see it's pretty large. And if you were there, you may have seen yourself. And then just a couple of quick things that I saw. I was really interested in this portable Atari, saw this. Now, everybody's experience is different. And one of the other things I decided to do this time was not focus a lot on recording. I just wanted to enjoy the show. So I don't have a whole lot. Here is retroKat was with me. She decided to join me for her first Ninja Computer Festival, and they had the Weather Channel running, and she was able to mess with the announcement system at the bottom, which was fun. I was really interested in the Naboo here. This thing is decked out with Ishkur CPM, all kinds of hardware. So spent some time looking at that, made me want to break out my Naboo and get to work on it. I haven't had the Naboo out in a while. And you can see he's got the MSX Zaxxon ROM playing there. Catherine found an artist, and this was kind of creative. You plug that in there and you get you some art. And a lot of the art was retro computer inspired, and I was glad that retroKat found a couple of things for herself to enjoy. She seemed like she had a pretty good time. We had lunch. This is the lunch crew. This is my acquisition. We'll talk about that a little bit later, one of the things, and I've got that here. This was just one decked out system by the Retro Bits and Matt over there. This 8-inch floppy actually was given to retroKat. Here's some, I was doing some Atari 800 research since I finally have one. Here's that Naboo all decked out. And somebody just had a ton of data sets. I mean, they were everywhere. Any Commodore data set ever. 8-bit devices was there. Got a couple of items from them. And then there's this real, look in there, there's Petsky characters on that MSX computer. So that was kind of interesting. And then finally, well, not finally kind of for me was the auction. And this is kind of where the auction took place. I think there's 72 items they auctioned off. I believe that's what it was, 70, 71. It was a lot. So again, not trying to overwhelm you with pictures. I didn't want to be like that weird uncle who had that slide projector and we're going here for hours and hours. But I thought I would just show you some of the highlights, some of the things I saw. And again, I have more pictures, but I didn't throw them all in there just because I didn't want to bore you. So here's what yeah, I know. Let's just check in on chat here, see what you guys just thought about that really quickly. Boop, like that button, folks. Yeah, that was good. I've got the last couple of years t-shirts from VCF SW, but they never have a huge line like that. That was a pretty big line. Weather Channel dude, actually part of that line could have been for the lanyards too, and then they moved over to the shirts, but the shirt line was really long. Weather Channel dude, Citizen, hey, Citizen, good to have you here. Thanks for being here. At the Tech Night. Wow, never seen one of those Stacy 4s. Yeah, that was nice, wasn't it? Yep, Techno makes art and washes clothes. There you go. Right? Yeah, exactly. Commodore Man, yes, had the data sets. Thank you for that. Everybody loves good data sets, right? I've got a couple of them sitting right over there. I do love them myself. Would love to snag an old data set from, oh, you don't have one. Well, you need to grab, I'll tell you what, if you'd been there, you could have grabbed one for sure. Saw a couple for sale. Just enjoying the view, a couple 1,000 miles too far for me to visit. Well, this year, maybe some other time, right? So thanks for that, guy. I think that gets us kind of caught up on chat. Let me just check on a few things. Yeah, this is really, let me see if I can come over here and get, where is that? There we go. Just check on it. All right, we've got folks are hanging in there. Thank you for hanging in there through the technical issues. We're going to, here we go. We're going to see if we can. All right, Jamie, what I'm going to do is, if you can hear me, I'm going to bring you on and then just let you have the mic for a while. I'll quiet down, but I think we're going to be able to hear you. It's just that we can't really interact in a way that's going to be, well, interactive. So here we go. I'm going to try it here. I'm going to go over to my guest view, and you are live, my friend, and I'm going to put you full screen.
Okay, so I gotta mute the stream output. I'll keep my eye over here. If something's weird or you need to break in, just switch and I'll hopefully catch that, okay? So yeah, it was a pretty cool time there. Let me flip over here. I was gonna show some stuff that I liked here. Let me get to the right thing, I'm sorry. Thought I had it ready to go here. I was gonna show y'all some pictures I had. 1 second, folks. These are going to be kind of mixed up a little bit. Yep, okay. Here we go. I think I got it here. right one. Hopefully this is this. Yep. All right. So hopefully that's what you. Yeah. Okay. You can see that. So I was trying to take some stuff up. I'd been a bunch of times and checked out the free pile, but this time I wanted to take some things up. So I had some laptops I had that not necessarily retro, not necessarily super new either, but thought somebody could get some use out of, and I actually found the right power supply, so I kind of taped them to them. And I don't think those lasted very long. They were kind of gone when I went back and looked over there. I dropped those off actually. Was able to do that Friday night. Let's see. These are out of order, but this is some. I'd never had the Chicago deep dish pizza before, so that was pretty good stuff. I was worried it was going to be like all sauce, but the one of those guys I went with picked was pretty good. And I was fortunate enough to go with if you know, like Ron's computer videos and like Eric's Edge and let's see, I think like Mac 84 and Jeremy's Retro Bar. A lot of the folks that kind of hang around with those guys, they let me go hang out and have dinner with them. So that was pretty fun. And I got to meet some of those folks I'd only seen, on YouTube or known online. So that was a picture of pizza. This is going back to the lunch we had. When that picture that Steven shown, they had these little baby ketchup bottles. I thought that was kind of funny. This was kind of cool. I mean, there's so many cool things, but this one grabbed my eye. It's like a little 3D printed BT100 terminal. And I mean, I'm looking at the screen there, it's got a pie in there. I thought that was kind of fun. This was really cool. I put this on Twitter too, but there was one guy there, a young person, and they had tons of different Braille terminals and things. And it was so cool. And someone had asked, hey, is this the one from Sneakers? And if you go watch that clip from Sneakers, it looks like it is almost like the same model, but the one in the movie was like a lighter color. But I don't know. I just thought that was super cool. And there were all kind of other ones he had, but that was the one he happened to be power cycling it when I walked by. So I grabbed a little clip of that. So I thought that was really neat. This was cool. The telco guys there, Citizen knows their name because he could throw it in the chat because he knows all that good stuff. Their names escape me right now on the fly here, but they always set up the comms for VCF, and they had this cool stepper set up here, and you could pull the phone off the hook and everything snaps to life. And if you actually dial the rotary number, you could see the things clicking around and lining up the call. And that's just they did a bunch of other cool stuff too, but that was what this is right here. Now this is also one of my favorite things that was there. That's not necessarily typical retro related, but these people had some the kind of the whole control, or one of the iterations of the control system for the Chuck E. Cheese stuff. So I think I probably mentioned it. Where I grew up, we had Showbiz, but they it was kind of similar stuff. And of course, Chuck E. Cheese kind of went under a little bit technically, and Showbiz bought them, and then they renamed everything to Chuck E. Cheese, I guess. But how this worked, I'm probably screwing it up here, but like imagine like a 2-track. I think one track had like all the data for like the instructions for the animatronics, and the other side had the audio for like whatever the show was. And they had all kind of neat stuff there. And this person also recreates the cards, or maybe even has new functioning type cards to add some stuff to these for folks that try to keep these systems alive or play around with them. So it was very cool. Who was it said Chucky used floppies? Yeah, they I think maybe there was one point, I think they had this reel to reel, and then I think they went to SPHS. He said there might have been something oddball in between there, and then I think it went to like a DVD thing. And now he said it's like a streaming type deal, obviously in the modern time that we're in there. So that was just really cool. I just thought this was cool with that vertical radius display for that old like Mac, like kind of desktop publishing thing from back in the day. That caught my eye. I thought that was pretty cool. Now this was really neat, and I think it was Dana, kind of in that same area where Mac 84 and Ron. Yeah, you can see Ron in the background there. But this was one of these, I guess they were ANS or Apple Network server. I don't think it lasted very long, but it was kind of cool. It ran AIX kind of under the hood, but just very neat. I'd never seen one of those before and didn't know anything about it. And he told me all kind of cool stuff about this thing. So I thought that was really cool. Just kind of a little piece of niche history there for Apple server stuff, Like I said, yeah, it ran AIX, but had like X Windows on top for a little bit easier administration of the stuff. That's a front view of that. And so yeah, this is what I left with. So you could see, I thought I was going to come back with less, but ended up, having a decent amount to come back with. I've always wanted one of these disc packs from a old school system, and so I grabbed one of these because I like to when we have our hackerspace or makerspace meetups and stuff. I usually bring a few show and tell items too, like core memory or like some uncut wafers. And I thought it would be cool to show folks this and say, hey, yeah, this is 205 megs, and look how big it is. So that's going to be kind of fun to share to show folks, I think. And I picked up a Ron. Ron had us ship him some hoodies a while back, and he got them put on by an embroiderer. And I just told him I could pick mine up at the show, so I grabbed my Ron's sweatshirt there. And this is the 800 I picked up at the auction. You can tell it needs a little TLC. So I had been wanting I don't have an Atari yet. I really love the old original 800s, but this 800 XL looked pretty good, so I grabbed it. And I also grabbed this LC3 Mac because I don't have any older Macs from Eric, the guy that does the Blue Scuzzy Eric. And so I grabbed that from him. So I got to put a Blue Scuzzy in it, and I'm anxious to play around with that. Should be pretty fun. I think it's all maxed out as far as whatever it can have. But again, I'm a Mac noob on that stuff, so we'll have to see what happens there. This is some of the stuff. This is one of the boxes. So the auction for the Atari, and again, Stephen, go up and tell me to shut up if you want me to, because I can't hear you. They had I think this stuff was originally all together, but the Atari 800 was a separate auction from these other three peripherals, and it was like this serial box. And it looks like, I guess it breaks out serial and a parallel, and I don't, Atari people have to tell me. So that was one of the things in the separate auction that I probably paid too much for, but I wanted to keep them together. And I don't really consider it paying too much if it's supporting the cause of VCF, right? So that's pretty cool. These are the other two things, a 1050 disk drive and this 1010 tape drive. So you got a whole little kind of 800 set there together. And I had to go to another stand, and as folks were kind of wrapping up on Sunday, I grabbed a keyboard and mouse from another guy there that had a bunch of Mac stuff set up. I can't think of his name. Let's see. I think that's all my photos. I've got some physical swag I can show, but I'm going to look in the chat here. Combs, do you want me to pass it back to you for a minute or two, and I can share that if you got time later? I don't want to hog all the air here.
I'm not sure if you can hear me, but go ahead, and why don't you just go ahead and do your bit, and then I'll take over. That way you can get offline when you need to.
Need to stop with the ads. Yeah, no clue what it is, but I bought it. Exactly. I can't hear you. Let me mute my thing and I'll listen for a second here. Sorry. Oops. Need to do that. Get back over here and I'll have the right control I need. There we go. So.
Yeah, you can go ahead and
Okay. All
show
right.
your
Sorry,
swag,
guys.
yeah.
I'll go ahead and show you some of the stuff I got. One thing that was kind of cool there was a guy that had the paper tape printer, and it was just kind of I guess he had something basically like a macro or something that had some code there that would just spit these out for folks, and he tore them off. So that's kind of fun. And I had a video recently. This is one of Ron's projects, this Pico Micro Mac, and I've got the V1 somewhere in my mess here, but this is the V2, where you can kind of fit a Raspberry Pi Pico on it flipped over, so it's a little bit more space constrained or tighter, and it basically emulates like an original Mac with just a Pico. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. But this was kind of neat. This was there's a guy there that's always had some cool stuff called Core 4, and he's got some different things. I think one of them even maybe works the 64, but it's like a core memory kind of deal there. And this is like a badge add-on. But I think eventually when I get it put together and get the right micro hook to it, it'll be like a Simon game. But it'll be like when you use one of these little conductive PCB ones here, you can kind of play Simon on it. So that was pretty cool. Let's see here. And then for the Atari, I picked up this little 8-bit Pico card. It's kind of neat. I think, basically you can load it up with images and stuff like that for the Atari. Because like I said, I have no Atari, so I grabbed that. I'm looking forward to checking that out. And they threw in some of these little things. I think they are to kind of hold the cartridge dilly open there. And this is just a little for my 2C. It's a USB mouse adapter. So if I goof around with any mouse stuff on the 2C, that'll make that a little bit easier, I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot to show this. Y'all, do you all remember this guy? Yeah, FujiNet. I'm gonna get the FujiNet. Remember these floppy digital cameras? I got this from Eric from Eric's Edge. Well, actually, he was in line, and that was the night before when people were setting up. I told him I'd go grab my T-shirt from the line, and I swapped him the T-shirt for the camera here. It doesn't have the battery, but I think I'm gonna just rig it up with a little battery pack if I can find something that fits the DC in here. So I had one of these. It was even an older one back in the day when I worked for a school district, and it was pretty fun. I know it's not great quality, but it's still kind of cool. I might play with this for a little while. We'll see. Um, let's see here. I got a bunch of stickers and stuff here I can flop through real quick. Let's see here. And some of these are from like some of those folks around that main table. This is from Joe's Computer Museum. And it's retro6502.com. That's one of the Stay Puffed battery things from Ron. Genuine E-Waste. That's a fun one from Alan. Oh yeah, one of the fun things that was there, the stop bits played on late Saturday night, like the last thing going on Saturday night, and that's a kind of a band that was arranged with Taylor and Amy from Taylor and Amy Show, Veronica Explains, and Sean from Action Retro, and they actually did pretty awesome. And yeah, so I think they were asking folks not to share the stuff, so I don't know if they're going to share it. So I've got a little bit of video, but I don't want to share that since they said not to. But it was pretty cool. They did a pretty good job. K-Mac Vintage just got Will. He has again, I'm not my area of expertise, but Mac stuff was really cool. He has all kinds of hardcore Mac diag stuff that was really neat. That was, I think, from Mac 84. If you can't hear me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. And it's got the little SCSI symbol there, little Apple sticker there. Core 64, that's a sticker from the guy that has the core memory stuff. Jeremy's Retro Bar, he was there, met him and his wife. They were nice. Another one from Ron. Dave Vintage Apple Tech, which he usually has all day streams on Sundays. He was super nice. There's a Marcintosh from there. And one from the System Resource Museum. Picked up an old punch card and a couple of these vintage Apple stickers here. And let's see, last thing. Ryan from Everything is Broken Garage was giving out a bunch of nicks and stuff, and he had this old 486 board. So I grabbed it and looking forward to maybe messing with this. It's been a long time since I messed with this stuff. So looking forward to that. And with that, I'm going to, I see Veronica still in the COBOL. I don't know. I'll catch you back in the chat. But yeah, with that, I'm going to go mute and I'll switch back over to you. Thanks, folks.
Outstanding. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it. And sorry for the technical issues, everyone. Let me go ahead and switch back over to me. There we go. And what I really appreciate is the different perspective of the show. Jamie had a chance to stay on Sundays, but what that ended up doing was causing him to spend more money. And I know if I had stayed on Sunday, that's what would have happened to me too. So, but needless to say, I did spend some cash myself. But before we talk about those big items, let me go ahead and I'm going to grab my bag of goodies. So let's go ahead and do this right here. So let's just get the small stuff out of the way, and then we'll go in. And some of this is going to be the same. Now, this is, and I feel bad because I can never remember who I purchased these from. But this is, oh my goodness, if I could remember, I would. Jamie, if you remember in chat what their name was. They're out of Ohio, I know, but these are wonderful. These are custom 3D printed joysticks for specific machines. Like the Apple II, we all know, has a little bit different joystick operation and I/O than a Commodore 64, but this is all mechanical switches. Listen to this. Isn't that great? So now with my Apple II, instead of those weird joysticks, not the mechanical, the mechanical, not the digital. Or are they digital? I don't remember. I'm not a Apple II guy, but now I have a decent one. And then sitting right next to it, they had one of these. This is for the TI 994A. So this one was definitely one I needed. And I love the color because it matches the TI 994A that I have, which is the tan one. Well, actually, I have a silver one that a viewer sent me, but those are really great. Digging those. By the way, let me get my thing over here so I can see chat. See what you get. There we go. The joy. Oh, I've got it to. And by the way, as Jamie was talking, I was figuring out how am I going to handle all this. So I think what I'm going to do is when this live stream is over, I will take it offline. Then what I will do is download it and make an edit. So we'll get rid of all the bad bits and we'll have just the good bits for somebody who watches later. So there we go. That's going to happen. So here you go. That's a couple of items I got. I don't know why I'm placing them here. I'm going to have to get rid of them at some point. What do I do with my bag? Oh my gosh. What's it? Here we go. What in the world? Oh, that's right. That's not the bag anymore. It's this. Here we go. Now, then we have some things in here. You can tell I'm just not 100%, folks. Or maybe I am 100%, and this is what my live streams are always like. Probably a little bit of that too. So all kinds of stuff in here. This is the same thing you saw earlier, the Apple II. There's obviously a theme here. When Jamie and I go somewhere, one of us will buy something and the other will say, oh, I need that. That's kind of what was going on here. But the great thing about this is I can use this with this, and I've got a full solution for my Apple II. Almost. There's something else that'll help with that, which I'll show you a little bit. I don't know why my badge is in there, but this is the little badge that I wear. It's a little E badge. I need to update my logo on there. This is kind of cool because it changes between 4 different screens, and one of them is a Mega 65. I just left that in there. That was just with me. I didn't get that at the show. This year's goodies that I gave people were stickers. You can see that right here. So if you support the channel, you should have these. If you don't have these, let me know and we'll get you one sent. This is the same thing Jamie showed earlier with the Mac V2. So again, a little copycat action there. Actually, I went there looking for that after seeing Jamie's video on that. By the way, be sure to check out Jamie's video on this if you're interested in that. Also, what I was giving away this year, which seemed to be pretty popular actually, most people said that what they were going to do is put these on their Christmas trees, which I think is just the perfect thing for everybody to do. Put these on your Christmas tree. By the way, those of you getting the holiday gift this year, you're going to get one of these. So stand by. You will get one of those for as part of your holiday gift. I won't give the rest of it away, but you will get that. Holiday gifts are for the executive producers, those who support the channel, by the way, just in case you're interested. This was interesting, and the label fell off. This is, oh, I put the label in here, I think, so it wouldn't get crunched. I believe that's the case. Yes, here, is that it? No, that's not it. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. This is the Partner 64. And this is fabulous. This is a whole, it's kind of like if we took the Commodore Plus 4 application software, made it better, and threw it on a cartridge. This thing's pretty cool. We're going to talk about this during a live stream or during a video at some point, but this has a bunch of different apps that you just activate by tapping the button, and your C64 boots right up with those apps. It's pretty cool. I can't wait to share that with you, but I also want to check and see if it would work on the Mega 65. So we'll be spending some time with that a little bit later. Let me put this back in here before it does get messed up. It just fell off while I was in there. I didn't get a lot of stickers. I got the, can't really see it. It is the Pico Gus Inside, which is an ISA sound card recreation. Which is really cool. And then the Pico Gus little thing there. I did see the original C65. Yes, I did. And then I also saw the Mega 65 folks. Well, I say I did. I saw them, but I didn't get a chance to spend time. Dan Sanderson with the Mega 65 development team was there. Unfortunately, he and I didn't connect. That's the only problem with one day. I never got around. And then I saw Jim, who had his Mega 65 there too. And then I believe Jim Brain had two C65s. And I thought I saw an external floppy, which is very rare, but I'm not sure if that was a recreation or if it was a real thing. But yeah, that was very cool. Let's see, here's the, here you go. Here's the lanyards. It's kind of fun to read the back of the lanyard right here. I'll go ahead and put that up there so you can look at it. You can come back later if you want. The free pile should contain, oh, I'm sorry. The free pile should not contain uncool printers, broken CRTs, or anything organic. So just some rules of the road here. That's kind of cool. And then again, you put your name on your front and then you get to take that. And then Ron's Computer Club has the dark side of the Mac, which is, as he put it, AI generated music. So I'll have to pop that in here at some point. I've got to find a CD player. I don't know if I have a CD player anywhere. I think I have a USB CD drive in there somewhere. So I'll have to check that out. What else do we have? Don't worry, we're gonna get to the big stuff too. This is Nibble and Bites Commodore 128 game Nibbles. And let me tell you what, June was on it. June was selling the heck out of these things. And she was hot. She would grab you off the floor. She would run you over and she would show you your game. She knows how to sell stuff, let me tell you. So this comes on a floppy. Also comes on an SD card, so you can play it in your favorite Vice emulator. What's really cool about it is it uses both screens. So you use the 80 column and the 40 column screen at the same time. It is retroKat approved. She played it. I said, is it fun? She said, yeah, it's a lot of fun. So pretty cool. Good for her. And I wanted to support June. So I think it was $20. Not bad. Yep. So kind of cool. What do we have here? I don't know. Oh, Atari BBS Gurus. Those guys are, here we go. There we go. They were great. When I told them I had my first Atari, which we'll see here in a minute, they were very nice to help and get me started on some things. So told me some things I needed to buy, things to look out for. We also have the, oh, here it is, 8-bit cart. Right here. This is the Atari XL XE multi-cart. And what's great about this is, and this seemed to be a theme, everybody is using the Raspberry Pi Picos for their modern attachments to their retro computers. The Pico is really opening up some really cool things. And this, I really like, the 8-bit Pico cart. You put it in your Atari, and Jamie mentioned it a little bit earlier, but you can upload files to it and then you can play. It's like an ST to IEC, but it's in a cart. So I guess actually it's more like a Kung Fu Flash for the Commodore. So really, really kind of cool. Again, it was really neat to see what people are doing with the Raspberry Pi Pico. A lot of projects based on the Raspberry Pi Pico this year, which is very cool. Can't wait to try that. Future live stream, we'll probably be looking at that. So lots of live stream fodder in here, folks. I also have this little guy, which is the SPSD for the Apple IIc. Again, using the Raspberry Pi Pico. And again, that'll be great because now when I combine this with this, and wherever that other thing is, here, the mouse adapter, I've got a complete system so I can play games, run software, and I've got a decent joystick for my Apple IIc. So really looking forward to that. And let's see, what do we have? I think we're about done here, and then I'm going to have to clean off my table for the small stuff. Oh, the Nibbles and Bites card. 8-bit devices had the best business card. Check this out on a PCB. Chris Auger was great information. Scan that if you'd like. He's the one who's got all the the Apple II and the Atari stuff. But then on the back, I love this. Check it out. There's a little circuit board. He actually said if you solder a few of the parts, and he didn't say which one, that it would actually do something, but he didn't tell me what it was. I'm not sure he remembered, honestly. So, all right. So there's that. So let me put all this back in the bag, and then I'm going to show you some of the bigger stuff. And this is where it's going to get difficult because I've got limited space here. But you can see part of the fun of going to the show is snagging things that maybe you've seen online, things that you want, things that make your retro computers better. And as you know, on this channel, I'm all about adding modern devices to my retro computers, and I got just a whole load of fun stuff. So I don't have a DVD player either, Mr. Landfill. I have gone pure streaming, so there's that. So speaking of Mr. Landfill, check this out. Not only did we get to have a conversation with Mr. Landfill while he was eating, again, his $20 pizza from the place, he dropped by a few things. And one of the things he said, he actually let me know he was going to do this. And he said, I have a few things for you. Now, this one is very nice. Now, I don't get to keep this, but I had mentioned on a live stream that I really wondered if this device that's in here would work with the Omega 65. So check this out. For him to trust me with this, Phil, that's awfully nice of you. And I promise I'm taking very good care of it, okay? Check this out, guys. This is like unobtainium, right? So this is a 1764 RAM expansion. I believe this is the 256. And what we wanted to do was see if it would, and my camera's doing the Fritzo thing. Let me get this here to help it. There we go. Well, what I wanted to do was see if it would work in the Mega 65 with the C64 core. Now, what I have since learned after this made the trip all the way to me is that the C64 core does not support this device. So the good news for Mr. Landfill is he's going to get this back a lot faster than he thought he was going to. The bad news is, unfortunately, it does not work. We already know because I read the documentation. The C64 core in the Mega 65, that does not work, which is unfortunate because I really want to play with it. I may plug it into another device, though, before it goes back home. And let me share with you what that device is. By the way, Mr. Landfill, I need you to send me your email address. I got a little something I want to send to you. Send me your email address, retrocombs@icloud.com. Okay, make sure you do that. I want to get you access to the Discord and a membership to the channel because you don't have to pay to support the channel. You can do like Mr. Landfill if you want, and you can just gift me. How about this, guys? So this made the trip. Mr. Landfill was nice enough, said, "Oh, you know what? I've got a spare. Who has a spare one of these?" Hey, Dan. He had a spare and brought it all the way down to Chicago for me. And now, as you all know, I have wanted a C64C for quite some time. And this one is overnight burn-in, all okay. Oh, the keyboard's in good shape. I'll probably do a little touch-up, a little cleanup on it, get it all ready. But then before this goes back, I do plan to just kind of play with it just a little bit, see how it works. I'll be testing the RAM expansion here before I send it back. But really looking forward to that. So thank you, Mr. Landfill. Everybody, thank Mr. Landfill in the chat for me. Yes, I know it's not for you, but it is for the channel, for the community. So this will, once I get it all cleaned up and everything, what it'll do is probably become the C64 that comes out during live streams, videos. I am going to plug the Ultimate 2 Plus cartridge in here. It'll be on here regularly. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to open her up, get it all, everything. So it's fabulous. So thank you, Mr. Landfill, again. Not something I purchased at Vintage Computer Festival, but something acquired there thanks to the generous support of Mr. Landfill. Thank you for that again, Phil. And again, I will get this sent back out to you as soon as I get done with just playing around with it on the C64. So let me go ahead and put that over here. Okay, and we're getting there. So what we've got just a few more things to show you, but what I would say is if you have questions, please start putting those into chat, and I'm going to come back into chat in just a minute. I think Jamie's still in chat. I'm not sure if Jamie's still logged on. Let me see. I don't know if we can pull him back on or not. It looks like he's still logged on. Is that? Yep, he's still logged. Yep, got a thumbs up. So he's still there. If we need to pull him back in, we can do that, and we'll just bear with us as we go through. But the last couple of things I want to share with you. First of all, I've already mentioned this a couple of times. Oh, this one is nice, folks. And it's big. It's big. Let me move. I got to move a lot of things here. I got to move by the way, check out the video on this thing I did. Oh, by the way, that's on the new channel, retroCombs Tech, new videos coming there. I'm working on some stuff. So if you just are interested in the things I use or the tech I use, I got a separate channel trying to get the retro stuff away from the new stuff, but still kind of related. So make sure you subscribe to that channel. It's at retrocombs-tech. If you've not subscribed to that, please do that for me. And actually, I've got the lovely accountant doing one for me. How about that? There you go. So I found this on a shelf. And I, much like Jamie, I really was looking for an 800. But this one spoke to me because it is, check this out. Let me just see if I can do this without tearing the box up. Yeah, the box, just the box alone is in good shape, right? But look at what we had here. Greg has oh, I have an extra 800. Oh, yeah. Well, we may need to talk. So here is the reference card. Here is the owner's guide. You can see all of this is in pretty good shape. It's got the wear not from use, but just from age. You know, kind of a little discoloration. I wish this had been in there. Evidently, who owned this originally actually had the 1020 color printer. That would have been fun if that were in here, but that is not in here. But check it out, folks. Here we go. So he pulled it off the shelf. He opened it up. And of course, I've got it turned around here, but this one is in pretty good shape. I wouldn't say it's in mint. You can see, but it is still got the plastic on the keys here. It's got the plastic covering here. Keys are in really good shape. Doors operational. It's got some of the, you know, the scratches where you kind of plug it in, right? It's got the power supply. I've got to see if there's a modern power supply. It does have the switch for, of course, we won't be using that, but that's kind of nice that just that it's included. But it is in really nice condition. So we put the card from 8-Bit Creations in here, and we'll be able to play all the world's software from that card. So I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, even still has the little parallel bus plate, and I know a lot of times that's missing. So very cool. Sarah says, is that the infamous PSU? That one, the one you absolutely shouldn't use? Oh, probably. So I've got research to do there is what I'm learning. So let's see. This is serial number 131905. Okay. So again, just in really, I'll probably clean it up a little bit. I don't think there's a lot of dirt on here though, but it is very, very nice. So that is my computer acquisition. Let me go ahead and put all this back together here so that I don't, I'll have to break everything out and put the box up at some point. There we go. And do this. Now I'm going to go ahead and set it aside here. Actually, you know what? I don't need these right now. So let me, if we get Jamie back on, I'll need those. Okay, and then here's the last thing. So I've got one more thing that I need to show you. Let me go ahead and let this thing get focused. There we go. You have to have some, on this white table, defocus it all the time. Look at that. Man, it's out of control today. So I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, we'll come back to it. But here's the last thing. Now, this is going to be tough. I'm not sure if I have enough room to do this, but I have not even opened this yet, but I've wanted to open it. So we're going to try it. Make sure you guys are with me here. Looks like you are. Okay. And all right, let's see. How can I do this? Here's what I'm going to do. It's pretty heavy, guys. So this is the box. Oh my gosh, it's even heavy. All right, so you can see it doesn't even really fit. Oh, you know what? I could probably do this view. Oh, there we go. That view is going to work. Here you go. And you get a little preview of what this is. Let's go ahead and open it up. And I can get some backlight. Hold on just a second here. Let's light up this back just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Now, and then I need my knife from Mislov, our executive producer right here. Let's go ahead and get this. And this has been all sealed up, wrapped up, closed up. This is the biggie. And this I purchased for one specific reason. And we'll talk about that here in just a minute. So here we go. Let's see if we can, and Jamie, remind me, in chat, if you don't mind, who did we, because you got a couple of things from this person too. Last year we got the, oh, wrong view. Last year we got this, I got the realistic speaker from him, and I cannot remember what his name was, or that company, but well, I know his name. His name's Joe, but he's always got really cool stuff. And it's all stuff that you just don't kind of expect. He seems to get like teletype stuff and telephony things, and it's pretty cool. The guy who had all the radio, yeah, near the food thing for sure. Second row, not first, yep. So if anybody else was there and remembers, let me know. All right, so he really strapped this thing up nice. Had a candy bowl, yes he did, because Jamie had several pieces of candy. I shouldn't say that. Jamie probably only had one. I don't know. Jamie, how many pieces of candy did you have? All right, you can see this thing is, whew. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put the box on the floor, And then we are going to come back and do a piece at a time. It's just like the Johnny Cash song, one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. It cost a lot more than a dime. It really wasn't that much though. So let me just go ahead and show you what we have. So here's our top down. So worldwide service and support from Texas Instruments. This is not a Texas Instruments computer though, okay? So we'll put that over here. And the first thing we'll do is, wow, he did a really nice job putting all this together. Let's just go ahead and tell you what it is. This is the, man, he did a nice job putting all this together in a package. I feel like I'm opening it brand new. 3 starbursts, thank you very much. All right, no candy shamer here. I would never do that, Jamie. All right, so this is the TravelMate 1200 data terminal. So it is a data terminal. And so my goal is, one of the things that Jamie and I are maybe going to do at our next Makerspace event is we are finally going to, I say this, we are finally going to get our PyDP 8s and put those together. And one of the things you can do on a PyDP is you can hook a terminal to it. So I thought, what better terminal to have than one that's portable? Although portable is, as you'll see, it's a word. I don't know, I'm sure it's a word here. But we would be able to use this. But there's another cool feature about this that I'm going to share with you. But basically what it is a portable terminal. So people would lug these around and hopefully log in to something from somewhere. So let's do that. I was just ogling the TI terminals yesterday. Well, there you go, Dan. All right. So in here, let's go ahead and start with, we'll do the components, and then we will lead up to the actual terminal. So let's see what else we have. Here we go. We've got our RS-232, probably a null modem cable here. Inside here, we have our Texas Instruments Silent Z20 RS-232 adapter. So Jamie is going to help me figure all this out. But it looks like we plug into here. We'll probably have to go from here to 9-pin would be my guess. Jamie, correct me if I'm wrong. And then we'll be able to plug that into the PyDP. So this is something we will probably need right here. So let me go ahead and put all this. Yeah, I'll go ahead and rewrap it. Again, he did such a nice job. Why not keep it all together and stored nicely? Yeah, just some jumper wires. You know how I roll. Yeah. And then maybe we'll do a permanent cable later. But it'd be a really nice display at the Makerspace. Or if I ever decide to have a table. People have asked me all the time, why don't you have a table at these shows? I will tell you the reason I don't is I don't want to feel like I'm stuck. I really enjoy the show, and I feel like if I'm at a table that I'm not going to enjoy. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I know Jamie's asked me if I want to do a table. Dan wondered if I was going to do a table. Jim asked me if I was going to do a table, and it's just not where I am. Okay, so I think we kind of know what's coming up here. This is, if this is what I remember, this is so cool, guys. Check it out. You're going to love this. You're going to love it. An acoustic coupler. Check it out. And it doesn't have little things. It just has this cushion. So you put the headset right there, plug it in, and then you strap it on like you're taking its blood pressure. You just put it on there, and there you go. So it looks like this could have rolled up and gone in there at some point. I don't know. Probably could. I think it was probably designed to go in here. I won't fool with it now, and then you just put that phone on there, and then you do that, and then you've got an acoustic coupler. So it's nice to have the whole thing. What might be nice for a display is just to have an old phone, plug it in there so that people can see actually how that used to work. So that is pretty nice. So let's wrap that back up. Let's shove this back in here. How are we doing on time anyway? How long have we been at it? We've been at this about an hour. It feels a whole lot longer. I'm sorry, guys. It's not you. When the tech doesn't go right, it just feels like this thing has gone on forever. So I'm glad we're at least able to get through some things here. So again, if you're interested and have questions, make sure you put those in chat. We'll be coming back to that as soon as I finish going through this series of items. Oh man, this is heavy. What in the world is this? I feel like there's stuff in here I didn't even know I was getting. Holy cow, this is heavy. What is this? Oh my goodness, this is, no wonder this is heavy. Check this out, folks. This is evidently, woof. This is the battery packs. These don't even look like they've ever been used. Sealed lead acid battery. Wow. And these have never been used. Do we think they would even hold a charge? Oh man, what do you think? So I don't know if it needs both of them or if it's one at a time and you can keep one charged and flip in the other one. Wow, that's pretty cool. Now, I did not know that that was coming with it. That really just kind of keeps, that's everything, right? Oof, 4.8 volt. It looks like, I don't know if it'll say on here. It does not say. Doesn't say. I'll have to take a reading on it. Assembled in Mexico. Caution. Yeah, it doesn't say. I don't think it's on this one either. So maybe we'll have to check. Well, that's cool. By the way, so far from what you've seen, let's do some guesses. What would you pay for this so far? Because I'm curious. What would you pay for what you've seen so far? Now, there's more to it, obviously, but I'm just kind of curious where you are at this point. How much would you pay? Lead acid means approximately 2 volts per cell. Yeah, that's right? Yeah, 2 volts per cell, roughly. So guesses online, go ahead, or in the chat. Go ahead and put those in there. All right, let's see. That's the main unit. Let's see. Hey, we got one more thing here. Let's see what we have in here. 800X, oh, 75-ish. Oh, actually, no, I spent a lot more on the 75X. So I was actually talking about this thing, though. I don't want to tell you what I spent on the egg. If you think, if 5 easy payments of $19.99, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, I will tell you, for the Atari 800 XL, probably did spend a little more than I need to. That was, what did I spend on that? 200 is what I spent on that. Which, yes, it may have been a little much, but it really was in good condition. So, all right, here we go. So here we go. Here's the infamous TI. Man, this looks just like the one that came off of the, oh, look at this. It's a plug-in, man, this is plugs into the wall this way, and you hope it doesn't fall out. Look, it's even got, so you can screw it right in so it doesn't fall out. This thing's heavy. Hopefully this works. You got the box. That's worth the difference. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it just is in really good condition. So there's the power supply for the terminal. Now, you ready? So what do you think I paid for the y'all are just waiting to see the terminal first, aren't you? You want to see the terminal first. Okay, I'm going to put all this back in here. We're going to break this out. I'm going to put all this other stuff back in here so we get some room on our table. All right. Okie dokie, here we go. Last item. Here we go. Let's see if we can. And this is the pièce de résistance, or whatever the French say. I always like to say the peas that are resisting. I don't think that's exactly what they're saying, but the peas that are resisting. All right, so my French is horrible. I know a little bit of one other language, and that's it, besides English. All right, so and French is not one of them. Or as we say in Kentucky, French ain't it. All right, citizen 140-ish for the term. All right. So there's one guess. Wow. Man, this is really, I think he was ready to ship this thing if I wasn't ready to take it home. The box, you got the box. That's, oh yeah, we already saw that. Yeah. There you go. Thank you, Ms. Love. Somebody's French is better than mine. This purchase required a courier cash drop. Yeah, it did. He only accepted cash. So I had to text the lovely account and say, there's something here I want. Would you mind bringing me cash? She was gracious enough. She was out shopping at Schaumburg and was nice enough to bring it to me. So yes, we owe a debt of gratitude to the lovely accountant for bringing me cash. Jamie was on hand. He was ready to go get me cash, but I'd already relied on him too much for travel, so I didn't really want to feel like I wanted to do that. There you go. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Here is the Texas Instruments Silent 700 data terminal. Now, what makes this unique is it's not just a terminal, it's a printer, and it uses standard fax paper that you can plug in there. And so all I got to do is find a roll of fax paper evidently. So now I think to open it, let me go ahead and bring up the desk view. You got these two little buttons here. I can zoom in here too. Whoa, there we go. I think you press these and then you just kind of open it. Yep, there you go. You open it up right here. I'm going to be very careful. Oh, look at that. Looky there. And so you can adjust it here. You've got a little thing here to adjust it. That is a nice keyboard. That is pretty nice. And then you've got power, uppercase. Oh, this is interesting. Uppercase, lowercase switch, on or line or online, local or copy. I have to figure out what that is. Somebody has written on here printer paper. So I guess they want to know that if you hit print, whatever's on here that's what's going to happen. It's going to print there. So the goal is hopefully we can get that. We can get the PyDP set up, and this would be my little display during a show. So we can do the thing, but then we'll be able to see it up here. So that's kind of what I'm hoping. I think it looks really cool together. I love the kind of retro but modern kind of vibes that it brings. It's a little more modern terminal connecting to the older PyDP 8, but that's kind of what I'm hoping. I have some thermal paper rolls in a box next to my desk, probably just sitting there, not doing anything, right next to landfill. You want to see around here a little bit? See the svelte fat lines. This thing's kind of chunky, isn't it? So then in the back, you've got your power. Looks like the connector here. Now, I thought there was a VT100 cartridge already installed. We'll take a look at the bottom. But it was supposed to come with a VT100 cartridge, and I sure didn't see it in here. So maybe it's already installed. And then you've got your line outs or your for your phone lines, but probably will not do that. Deck Field Engineer circa 1985. All right, so let me go ahead and close this right here. And then let's take a look on the bottom here. And so we'll just push that in and that closes up nicely. Not bad. Pretty nice. All right, and then we'll turn it upside down. Uh-oh. So this comes off so that you can get to your, oh no, it's broken. This is broken. Look at this. Of course, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but this should have this little wing right here. See that? It's missing on this side. So I'm going to be very careful with that. Maybe I can figure out something in 3D print, a replacement and glue it. That might be a possibility. Before I break the other one off, let me go ahead and do this. Okay, and let's check the bottom out here. So this looks like this is where the battery packs go, right? I'm kind of, is it this way or that way? Let's see. I feel like I don't want to do anything and try, let's see. I'm sure, there we go. Yep, that's where the battery goes. It looks like it takes both of them. So you've got a plug right here. So both of those batteries would go in there and then you would get power. A little bit of burn or a little bit of wear right there. 20 volts AC, 60 Hertz. Pretty good. I think we're, pretty good shape. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. So this slides in here, slides back there, and let's do it this way. There we go. So probably will not put the batteries in. All right, so there you go. Let me put this back on here. All right, so that is my haul, and that is our VCF MW, there we go, experience. Wow, that was a lot. So again, if you want to see just one more little, there you go. But this one, I'll probably won't do anything with a live stream with this. This will probably be some kind of prepared video once we get everything working, and we'll show it off a little bit later. But again, I think it's going to be a really cool display. I can't wait to see how the screen looks. I could try and plug it in, but I think I'm not going to. So just with everything else that's gone wrong with this live stream, I think we will stop there. All right, so that is my haul from the show. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get caught back up a little bit on chat. If you have questions, make sure again that you put those down there at the very bottom. And I'm kind of going back way deep here. Let me see if I've missed anything. FujiNet, yeah, when Jamie was up, was talking about that. The Mavica, right? The Mavica was the camera that Jamie sent that to me. I think a picture of that the first night and said, "Look what I swapped out for a T-shirt," or something like that. He got a really good deal on that. The FujiNet guys were my table neighbors on the floor. Awesome. I didn't see the FujiNet guys. FujiNet guys were at a presentation on using on modern components and how people are creating those and sourcing those, which is good. Jamie's Hack Shack is Veronica still into COBOL? That's interesting. I didn't know that she was into COBOL. Missed all the stickers. Yeah, there were a ton. Everybody had a sticker. Everybody had a sticker. Tech Dungeon or something like that. Analog joysticks. Thank you. Yes, the Apple II used analog joysticks. This is supposed to be a better joystick because it's got the mechanical switches in it. Analogs are weird because they slide, right? And Jamie had one on his and it's just really hard. Snagged some of the fun magnets last year, Jamie says. Mr. Landfill retracted a message. Let's see. Greg, did you guys see? Yes, we talked about that. So let me move forward. Dan jumped in. Good. Ooh, an REU. Yeah, and I'm sending it back. The nice thing is with the Ultimate 2 Plus, it actually emulates an REU. So I still have one. It'll just all be self-contained in the Ultimate 2 Plus, which again is another video I want to do. I really want to do a deep dive in the Ultimate 2 Plus and all the features because that thing is just packed. Let's see, who else? Jerry. Oh, Jerry was in here. Hey, Jerry. That's a pretty nice box for the 800 XL. Yes, it was. Greg has an extra 800 if anybody is interested, evidently. Oh, I shouldn't say that. He has an 800. Oh, got to be careful with this. He has an extra 800. Doesn't mean he's wanting to get rid of it, or it just means that he has one. So, yeah, it's a pretty sweet, complete set. It was pretty nice. I wish that printer were there. I actually have 3, but I need 1 for backup. Well, there you go. Any one of these things you find in a package is a good find. Yes, I think so too. Is that there is often a plastic film that you can remove from the cartridge doors. Oh, I'll have to look at that. Yeah, they could have a little film on there. It may not just be scratched up. It just may still be that stuff that's on there. So I'll take a look because it looks like all of the film was on everything else except for the keyboard, of course, but all the side buttons were still there. Yeah, I'm going to have to find out about that for sure. The 800 only needs 5 volts. Oh, really? 1.5 to 2 amps should be good. So Greg, I will look and see what kind of connector it has, I guess, and then maybe even see if somebody's just produced one. So that's kind of interesting. I know the entire XL XE series runs off 5 volt, which makes replacing the PSUs very simple. Good to know. I will again, we'll research that. If that's one I'm not supposed to use, I don't want to use it. I want to use it safe, so I want to keep it working. I guess I should try. I can use it to make sure it's working. Just not the 1200 XL 800. Oh, that's interesting. So it's just the 800 XL that uses 5 volts, 2 ohms. Cool. The guy who had all the Radio Shack stuff. Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about candy shaming Jamie, so we're good there. Amber VT 320 for backup. Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Absolutely. Yeah, just had some jumper wires, yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, 25 9-pin to use, and serial to Pi. Oh, okay, so 25 pin serial to 9-pin to USB serial to the Pi. So that's what we got to do. We got to figure all that out to make the 2 work. Did you see the BBS guys in the back by the pizza? Yes, I did. That's where they were. And that's the Atari BBS guys. I had a long conversation with them. It was a great conversation. Batteries, yep, ooh baby, 4.8 volts. We talked about that. Lead acid, we talked about that. Did I tell you what I spent on the terminal? Terminal was $200. So there you go. You got a little bit of how much I spent. So, and by the way, I have to thank all of you because it's the supporters. And the reason the Lovely account was okay bringing cash is because I said, hey, I need to take this out of the YouTube account. Because everything I get from the YouTube account goes into a separate account, and then I purchase from that, so it doesn't come out of our regular budget. So she was okay with that, and she has access to it, so that was really cool. But now you know about how much I spent. And yeah, and as Dan said, just 5 easy payments of $19.99. Let's see. Let's move on down here. It's deck field engineer circa 1985. Oh, looks kind of like the things we used to use in the Air Force back when I was doing data troubleshooting. Oh, fellow Air Force guy. Good to know you. I was enlisted in the Air Force, but then went back to college and went back in the Army through ROTC. So, but I was an automatic flight control systems specialist in the Air Force, worked on autopilots. So good to meet a fellow wingnut out there. Okay. Yep. We talked about that. That's the sound of price dropping. Yeah, no doubt. Heard that. Careful, did that. What model number on the TI? The TI is the Silent 700 data terminal. Silent 700 data terminal. Congrats on the haul. So got that. Sarah, do not attempt to charge those batteries in the unit itself. They almost certainly sulfated. Yeah, as a matter of fact, those will probably just set as a display. Likely will not use those, only use power. I'm not looking to make this thing go portable. Although it would be interesting if I could do something modern. 4-volt, that's a lot of power. I don't know if we can use anything modern to replace that off the bat. I don't know. We have to play with that, see what it does. Did you get to see my booth even though I wasn't? Yes, I did, Dan. Unfortunately, you weren't there. It was later on in the evening. There was some stuff that was covered up around you, but I did get a chance to see the booth. And again, I'm sorry I missed you. We will definitely make it up soon for sure. Mega 65 Core has a built-in REU. Not sure if that was mentioned. Yes, it was. I did do that, which is nice. And I actually used that in the last video, right? So if you watch my last Mega 65 video, not the user's guide, but we were checking to see if we could get Sonic the Hedgehog, which requires an REU, running on the Mega 65. Perfect. Use the REU and the Mega 65 Core, and it was stellar. Got some good feedback on that too. Ways to load that faster and other things. So really good stuff. Meatloaf plus plus. Oh, 5th commercial. Ouch, Mr. Landfill. That's not good. Mislav, thank you so much. Mislav is contributing to the Lovely Accountant's business account for me. So thank you for that. Always appreciate that, Mislav. Always a great supporter. And on top of that, Mislav is an executive producer. So that's why he has the little wrench. If you would like to join along, and also Mislav is one of the ones who gets my annual holiday gift because he's been an executive producer for the last year. But if you are interested in that, I have to do this. Here you go. Go to buymeacoffee.com /retroCombs, and you can learn how to join. And at the $2 per month level, that gets you in the Discord. So that's the easiest way in. The $1 a month is just, hey, I like what you're doing. Do that. If you are not interested in Buy Me a Coffee, you can also go down to the bottom. You can join via YouTube. I hate that option because less of the money comes to the channel, but I know a lot of people like to consolidate it all into one. But if you'd like to do it down there, then that'll bring you in at, not that, not that. That will bring you in at the C64 level at the $3 a month. So you can go there, look at all the benefits for the $3 a month, and you get that if you hit the one down below. So that's kind of how I'm putting all that together. So hopefully you appreciate the many ways that you can support the channel. And again, if you have something that you want to gift that you've heard I've wanted, then much like Mr. Landfill, I'm going to gift him a subscription and membership for the Commodore C64 because he deserves that. And then he can join us in the Discord if he likes and be a part of the chat after it ends. We've got some really great folks in the Discord right now too. Evil J has really been contributing a lot of fun stuff. He's probably our newest member. So if you want to see what he's up to, Jamie now has a separate channel on my Discord, Jamie's Hack Shack. So if you're interested in Jamie and his stuff, until he gets his own Discord, you can join and we'll get you in there too. So, and then Jamie will work out a deal. Eventually, Jamie will probably do some membership stuff. And maybe if he wants to continue to use my Discord, we'll figure out a way to kind of meld the two streams and keep it going. So Mr. Landfill, I believe are you already a 128 supporter? Is that right? Oh, I feel bad. I'll have to go back and look. Send me your email just to let me check on that, make sure. I'm not, but I think you might be right now I say that. I'm sorry, but appreciate it. So, but we'll just make sure that we're doing that right. All right, looks like that is it. We are, hey, well, that's not bad, an hour and 20. So again, what I will do is I'll look for any last minute questions we have here, but what I will do is probably let this digest, this live stream digest for a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll take and I will edit this down, get rid of all of it, and it'll be a separate post. Still, we'll let everybody know it was live, try and keep the chat and stuff in there. Let's see, is Jamie, does Jamie have any last minute things? I'm going to look for his finger in there and see if he has anything he'd like to pop in here with. We can get him back in here for a second. Give me either a thumbs up. I'm not sure what a thumbs up would look like on this screen. He's thumbsing down, I think. So nothing from Jamie at this time. So Jamie, thanks for working through the technical issues with me, and we'll try and get this worked out so it's better next time, or eventually we'll have Jamie actually here. But again, I didn't want to give him all of this, and it's a mess right now. So I'm coughing and everything else. So hey, thank you, everybody. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm going to actually see if I can do a short run today to see if I can work through some of this stuff. So let's see. One last thing for Miss Live. Jamie's Hack Shack guys, fix those issues and to co-op more often. Got it. Hear you. Understand. We'll see if we can do some stuff together again in the future. So, hey, great. Good to have every one of you. Let me see if I can go over here. I can do this. I should be able to say retroCombs out. Thanks for joining, guys. I'll be in chat for just a few more minutes. And we'll say, if you got any last questions, thanks for joining. See you probably not next week. Got some prepared videos to work on, but probably in 2 weeks, we'll have another live stream. All right. See you guys. Bye.